7 years. That's how long my life had revolved around one person. 7 years of shared dreams, unfinished sentences, inside jokes no one else understood, and promises whispered in the dark when the world felt too heavy. 7 years of believing that love, when nurtured patiently, could survive anything. Her name was Anya, and I never imagined that the woman who once held my face in her hands and said, no matter what happens, it will always be you, would one day stand in front of another man wearing the wedding dress we had chosen together. I found out on a random Tuesday. Not from her, not from a trembling confession or tearful explanation, but from a photograph. A mutual friend had posted online, soft lighting, flower petals falling like blessings from the sky, and there she was, smiling. Not the smile she gave for strangers. The real one, the one I thought belonged only to me. The caption read, "Love finds a way." My hands went numb, my phone slipped from my fingers and hit the floor. But I didn't hear it. All I could hear was the pounding of my own heart, loud and violent, like it was trying to escape my chest. I stared at that image for a long time. Long enough for disbelief to turn into denial. Denial into confusion. Confusion into something sharp and poisonous. I called her. Straight to voicemail. I texted. No reply. I refreshed the page again and again, hoping it would disappear like a bad dream. It didn't. That's when the message finally came. "I didn't want you to find out like this. Please, let me explain." Explain. That word felt insulting. I locked myself in my apartment and let the memories attack me. I remembered the first time we met, college library, both reaching for the same book. She had laughed, embarrassed, brushing her hair behind her ear. That laugh had stayed with me ever since. I remembered the night I proposed. It wasn't extravagant, just us on the rooftop of my parents' house, city lights flickering below. She had cried before I even finished asking. Yes, she said, breathless, 1,000 times yes. We told our families, set a rough date, talked about our future home, our children's names, the life we build brick by brick. And now this. I didn't sleep that night, or the next. When she finally agreed to meet me, it was at the same cafe where we'd spent countless evenings planning our wedding. She arrived late. She always did, but this time, it felt deliberate, like she was gathering courage with every passing minute. She looked different. Not married different, tired different, like someone who hadn't slept properly in weeks. She sat her day across from me, fingers tightly intertwined, knuckles white. "I know how this looks," she began. I laughed, a short, broken sound. "How it looks?" I repeated. "You married someone else, Anya. That's not a misunderstanding." Her eyes filled instantly. "It wasn't like that." That sentence. The most dangerous sentence in any betrayal. She took a shaky breath. "You remember Rowan?" I did. Rowan was her childhood friend, quiet, always hovering in the background. I never felt threatened by him. It was more like a shadow than a presence. "He was in trouble," she continued. "His mother's medical bills, his business collapsing, debts, everything was falling apart. He needed stability, legally, financially." I stared at her, unblinking. "So you married him to help him," she said quickly. "Just to help. There's nothing between us. Nothing has changed between you and me." That's when something inside me cracked. "You stood in front of a priest," I said slowly, each word heavy. "You took vows, and you're telling me nothing changed." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I didn't want to lose you. I still love you." Love? That word felt hollow now. "You could have talked to me," I said. "We could have helped him together." She shook her head. "You don't understand. This was the only way." The cafe felt suffocating. Familiar faces around us, strangers sipping coffee, unaware that my world was collapsing in public. "Do you love him?" I asked quietly. She hesitated. Just for a second. But that second was enough. "I care about him," she said. I stood up. 7 years, reduced to that hesitation. "I hope helping him was worth it," I said, "because you didn't just lose a fiancé today." She looked up, panic flashing across her face. "Please don't do this." I smiled sadly. "You already did." I walked out. I didn't look back. For months, I disappeared from her life. I threw myself into work, into exhaustion, into anything that could numb the ache. Friends told me I dodged a bullet, that I deserved better, But at night, when the noise died down, I still reached for my phone, fighting the urge to check if she'd messaged. Sometimes, she did. Long paragraphs, voice notes, apologies wrapped in justifications. I didn't respond until the night she showed up at my door. It was raining. Of course it was. She looked smaller than I remembered, fragile, like the weight of her choices had finally caught up to her. "I need to talk to you," she whispered. Every instinct screamed at me to close the door. Instead, I stepped aside. That decision would change everything, because I was about to learn the truth. Not the version she told me in the cafe, but the real reason she married him. And once I knew, there was no turning back.